Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. Thank you for being here with me today. Can't believe we are more than halfway through April already. I feel like it's still January somehow. So I was thinking this morning about our day and just, you know, this is always true for myself, whatever I share as well, and just noticing that. Sometimes we just have to unplug from things. I was noticing um, just this morning in my own meditation time how much I was investing in other people's business and not financially, emotionally. And, one of my kids is going through a big life transition and just noticing that while they're asking for help, I still need to stay in my lane and not jump in as mom and help over much. And um, I've got a parent who is going through a big life transition and just noticing the same things like, oh, it's so good to help. I'm so happy to help. And um, I still need to stay within myself and listen for that intuition that is telling me what's really needed here. And then when I act from that, I don't have residual stress because I'm not saying, okay, well, am I helping too much? Am I helping not enough? We're in that flow. And in order to be in that flow for people in our lives, in order to be in that flow for whatever situation we have going on, and that includes national and world events as well. We need to unplug from whatever it is our mind is telling us that's causing us to grab onto the situation and try to resolve it ourselves. We want to unplug from that and plug into that quiet place that we tap into during our meditation time. And it's very I don't want to say it's counterintuitive because it's very intuitive, but it's counter automatic. It's counter what we've been doing for a very long time because our brains are trained, necessarily so, to solve problems. That's what we do in every math class we've ever taken. That's what we do in every essay we've written. There's so much training of use your mind, solve this problem, look at all the details, you know, figure it out from figure it out from that place of mind action. But we get to a point where our mind is limited by whatever experiences we've had. Our mind is limited by whatever knowledge we have. And so, what about, where does growth come in? Well, we can look at classes, we can, continue learning from that mind level, which is fine. But there's a point at which that isn't working, that's not satisfying. And so, we need to touch in with that and practice touching in with that intuitive part of our mind body system. That intuition comes in through our whole self, not just the mind. And when we're busy figuring something out with our mind, we're missing a bigger picture that we can tap into. But it's an actively passive tapping into, not an actively active tapping into like we do with our mind brain power, right? Which is a wonderful gift and it's a wonderful um, tool that we have. It's just limited. So, what I was thinking for our Monday morning meditation today was to just practicing unplugging from whatever it is you have going on in your life. And maybe like me, I've got a few situations that I need to participate in without taking over. And again, we have the national and world events going on that we have probably less control over than we do with the more immediate situations in our lives. And we're just going to practice unplugging. And I invite you, if you're a visual person, I invite you to really picture yourself unplugging from that and plugging, just replugging that into your heart. Just say, I don't need to, you don't even have to say a lot, but we're disinvesting from whatever that situation is and just plugging into our heart space and just listening to the quiet, listening to our breath. Maybe you like to use a word. I was using the word peace this morning, just peace, 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 peace. When the mind starts coming in and trying to hook us back in, plug us back in, we just take that plug back and just say peace. So that's what we're going to practice with today. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chairs if you're not already. Then just take a couple of deep breaths to help your body settle in. And then we're going to take a couple of breaths, starting with expanding that belly to pull that air in. And just keep pulling the air in all the way to the top of the lungs, to the top of the nose. And then releasing it, letting all of that body participation let go. And once again, breathing in from the belly, all the way out through the lungs and the throat and the top of the nose. And letting it out. We're going to do that one more time. Breathing in through the belly, expanding through the chest, feeling that breath in the throat and through the top of the nose, and then releasing it. Just let your body relax into your chair as that breath releases. And just let your breath return to its natural pace, but still breathing through the belly and not just through the nose and the chest, the lungs. Let that air be pulled in through the diaphragm, filling the belly and relaxing that belly as you release the breath. And I invite you to let come to mind, not all the way in, just on the outside of this relaxed space you've created now. Just notice those situations in your life that are keeping the mind busy. And I invite you to just visualize unplugging from each situation one at a time. Just feel yourself unplugging. If you want to move your hands in that motion, you can do that too. Unplugging from that situation and just bringing that cord back into your heart center. In this heart center, there is only stillness. There's no problem solving going on in here. There's receptivity to something greater. So we just bring those cords back into that heart center. And we do this for each situation that comes to mind, not letting the mind get busy with this unplugging activity, but just gently noticing the situation, unplugging from it, and bringing that cord, that electricity back into the heart center. You can use words to talk yourself through it as well, such as, I am not responsible for the outcome of this situation. I do my part and I give the rest to the universe, to God, to whatever that higher presence is to you. And it's not the mind. It's not to some perfectly achieved outcome. It's to the highest good for all concerned. And in that heart center, we just allow ourselves to not have anything to do, just to be. And that inner quiet, that inner silence feels so refreshing, restoring. Unplugging from all those other situations, people, problem solving brings that energy, that vitality, and strengthens that receptivity of the heart. And if the situations in your life keep pulling you into thought by that mind that is so used to being busy in action, problem solving, being responsible, overly responsible for what's happening in the world around us. It's okay. It's just a habit. Just look at it as a habit. Be gentle with yourself, with your mind. And bring that electrical connection back to that heart space. And help your awareness, your attention settle into that quiet, taskless space of your heart. And in this heart space, you can use that word, peace, or thank you, or silence, or even just shh, to keep the heart clear of mind stuff. And whenever we feel charged by something going on in our world, whether it's another person or a situation in our lives, if there's something nationally happening, internationally happening, and we feel ourselves getting scrambled up in it, we can step back, take a breath, and unplug from it. We can listen for new ideas of how to move forward, or just let it go altogether. Bring our attention back to that heart center, where we are refreshed and renewed and filled with everything we need to keep walking forward. And yet with greater peace and clarity. If you have time this morning to continue sitting in your heart space, that quiet, refreshing heart space, I invite you to do so. If you need to go about your day, just let yourself take a couple of deep breaths and feel your feet on the floor, your hands resting, and support yourself in remaining unplugged from the world as you go about your day and being very attentive to your heart. Thank you for joining me today for this meditation, and so great to just have this time with you every week. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.